right. Hopefully we are here. Why are they trying to mess with Kathy B? Get out my chat, Google. All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. Woo-wee. Sometimes when I telegraph these broadcasts, boy, I wonder, just really makes you wonder sometimes. Let me make sure my volume is cool. Woo-wee. Sometimes when I telegraph these broadcasts, boy. All right, there we go. We are in here. Okay, just wanted to make sure the voice is cool. Man, crazy. All right, Viewer One, Judah Queen, Kathy B, Silent D, Michelle Hargrave, Woke One, welcome, 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 welcome. Desmond Works, yes. See, I always want to make sure I don't sound like like I'm in witness protection. You know what I mean? But with that being said, welcome to the beatzillapdx official show. I am the host, beatzillapdx officially. And, hey, this is one of those spaces, primarily foundational Black Americans, but also B1 individuals across the diaspora. Uh, with that being said, this is just a midweek report. I'm actually working on what is shaping up to be another series, um, which is going to be going into kind of what I've been talking about. So it'll kind of sound like, kind of be like what I did, the last series I did. It'll be themed uh, towards one specific area. Uh, and just, give you a heads up. It'll be a very insightful. Uh, it definitely has to deal with what we are dealing with today in society. One thing we're seeing right now is the big push of division. You know what I mean? We are seeing division like crazy. And right now it's because it's basically, and I hope people are paying close attention to what is happening. It is an excuse for discrimination. So it's just basically when they could be blatantly anti-black, now they have to do it covertly. Um, and so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing an all-out attack. Melanated brown, welcome, welcome. You know, we're seeing a concerted effort to make sure that the unvenomized, as Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur says, make sure that we are set apart from the pack, which they are. They consistently keep coming out saying how black folks are not being venomized on the scale that they would like. Well, here's the truth of the matter. We didn't bring it here. So, and we're perfectly fine in our own spaces. So, why is it so important for us? It's not like we expect you to show up in our spaces. So, is this for your benefit so you can show up in our spaces? Just kind of makes you wonder. So, we're going to be diving a little bit into those type of things. Oh, yes, and that should be good. So, first, with this, just this midweek report, Queen Adia or Queen Adia in the house. So, y'all might remember I did a couple broadcasts talking about LeVar Burton in Jeopardy. Well, he did his week as a guest host, and immediately after, the news, reported that they are in talks of finalizing a new host, which of course is not LeVar Burton, which is, I guess this guy was the executive producer of Jeopardy. And I've kind of wondered, I think I mentioned this on my broadcast before. I gotta wonder, is the Trebek family kind of funny style about having a black host permanently. It just kind of this just makes you wonder. You know what I mean? Oh man, absolutely. They have to step their game up because we are no longer asleep. That's absolutely correct. You know. So again, we have to be just. I just say be mindful of everything that you see and they put in front of you, and sift through the bones. You know what I mean? Sift through the bones. So let me show you.
This is Jeopardy! The man who may be the answer to that question is now pushing back on a daily double dose of controversy. On Monday, Mike Richards, Jeopardy's executive producer, who also had a stint guest hosting earlier this year, confirmed he is one of a few people in behind-the-scenes consideration to become just the second permanent host in the show's history. But it's his time at another game show institution, The Price is Right, that's causing a showdown. During his more than 10-year tenure at the CBS staple, the show faced multiple lawsuits alleging discrimination and harassment, claims made by former models on the show, including Lanisha Cole and Brandy Sherwood Cochran. One of those, a 2010 lawsuit, claimed Richards criticized models who became pregnant. Richards denied any wrongdoing at the time. Both cases were eventually settled. In a memo to Jeopardy staff on Monday, Richards said those allegations do not, quote, reflect the reality of who I am, saying in part, I know firsthand how special it is to be a parent. It is the most important thing in the world to me. I would not say anything to disrespect anyone's pregnancy and have always supported my colleagues on their parenting journeys. Longtime host Drew Carey also defended his old boss on Twitter, saying Richards threw on-air baby showers for the show's models, who, quote, weren't even allowed to talk to me before Mike came on the show. He took them from just bodies on the stage to actual people that audiences could get to know. Richards also pointed NBC News to statements from his former executive producer at The Price is Right, Evelyn Warfel, who tweeted in part, his values as a family man and respect for women in the workplace are unparalleled, adding he was beyond supportive both during and after my pregnancy, which as a new mom meant the world to me. But Richards is also fighting to win over an even more important audience, Jeopardy viewers. The online debate and disagreement over who should be the show's permanent host has become a potpourri of opinions.
No, actually it has not. That's been they've been pretty clear about who they want. And they've always wanted LeVar Burton. I don't know why we keep doing it. Oh, well, it's unclear. No. You guys known exactly who the public wanted. They've been said who they wanted. Give the people what they want.
The final answer remains a question as the clock is ticking.
It would seem as if everyone does have an opinion over who should be the next host of Jeopardy, but...
Yeah. Everybody. Well, I think the fans are the ones who dictate it, correct? Shouldn't you want to appease your fans? You know, it's Jeopardy. You know, that's a humongous audience. It's a staple of TV. And you can get a new audience as well as the audience that you already had, because you had quite a few white supporters in favor of LeVar Burton being a permanent host. So I don't see how we get away from that. But, I mean, you know, well, I do, of course. But, yeah, you know, I guess that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let me get to another story. So I just wanted to share that. So this dude has some stains on it. You got this dude who is clean. Notice how they have not mentioned any final talks with LeVar Burton. How'd that go? Now, LeVar Burton went in there and killed it, the person that they all wanted. But you're talking to this guy who has a bad history on him. That shows you how much they stay on code, don't it? Whew. So, anyway, I want to get to this story that's happening here. So, let's see. Good. Hopefully, this screen is still shared. I think it is. Good. Let me get this in here. I'm going to play this for y'all because if y'all are aware, I've been telling y'all pay attention to Portland, Oregon. We have a lot of activity going on here, as you can see in the thumbnail I put. Hold on. Okay, in the thumbnail you can see I put. Let me show y'all. There we go. Okay, so take a good look. Let me get this banner off here for you. Actually, let me take that logo off so y'all can get a good, clear look at this picture, y'all. Okay, so y'all looking at this? Look at the headline at the top of the picture. Portland has become the epicenter of far-right violence. What y'all think about that? Now, for those of you who are unaware, Portland, of course, was one of those places that had the longest running protest for the George Floyd / Black Lives Matter / liberation protests last year, and as well as their paid actors, agent provocateurs, to come through and start setting fires in the name of Black people that are local. However, most of these people tend to travel because they are all paid. They are all paid actors of some sort or another. So what are you seeing is one of the gentlemen right there, and you see him again down there on the right-hand corner of the picture, throwing up the white supremacist hand sign. Now, if you don't know who this gentleman is one of the January 6th Capitol rioters, who is before, and we'll get to who, we'll dive into who he is. And of course, we have a plantation police badge, runaway slave patrol badge. Have you ever seen one of those before, family? I got 2 runaway slave patrols on here. So I just putting it all in perspective, what we're talking about here today. So, needless to say, we have had instances here in Portland, Oregon, to where I've myself have came across random sightings of meetings with Proud Boys and police. It works sometimes when, certain groups are tied to certain groups. In this case, the Proud Boys and Patriot Prayer and the 3 Percenters being juiced in with the police. Here's another thing that they do here. For all of my Philadelphia people, y'all police commissioner used to be our chief of police. She left out of here because, she figured out what they do here. They put a black face on a white problem. And then just so they can ensure that they don't defund anti-black race soldier violence, then they'll put a black police chief up there, which we have one now. TJ, welcome. Yes, indeed. Well, yes, indeed. So, I want to play this video of our police commission. Well, no, this is the, he is the police union president. So, like I said, here in this fake liberal, absolutely 100% anti-black society of Portland, in the government of this area, They do things like this to basically keep their Negroes pacified. So we have a lot of church or ecumenical ran organizations here. They make sure there will be no militancy popping up out of that group anymore. They even start sending people over to, I used to be at a coffee shop a lot. And so when we would have these conversations, then I started noticing different people showing up that usually wouldn't even be there. It's funny, and then it's always funny when you see things happen down the line where these people, there's a great big, maybe say, bust, and you see this person's face not too far away from it. Yeah. So anyway, let me play this for y'all. Oh Lord, some people were just born to tattletale. Let's just put it like that. Lord.
Willing to serve on its newly resurrected gun violence reduction unit.
Oh, now let me back up here. Let me rewind that. Okay, so the gun violence reduction team is basically the reworked or revisited gang task force. So here's what they were doing when they changed the name. What they did was just found a new way to racially profile people on traffic stops. Well, now recently they have came out and said they are going to stop doing low-level traffic stops here because really that was one of the major issues and how the numbers of Black people being stopped and having police interaction was so incredibly high. It was at 85% plus in a city with 7% Black, 15 being generous, 15%, and we make up 85% of traffic stops within the metropolitan area. That's unheard of. But, they always like to make everything that goes wrong in Portland Black folks' fault. So, this being one of our local news stations, actually, this is not our local news station. So pay attention. This is Fox. This is Fox News. This is national news. They're really concerned about what goes on here in Portland. There's a reason. You understand me? I've been telling y'all for years, pay attention to this place. Okay, let me get here. Go ahead. Oh, not to mention, cops have been leaving because one of the problems that they're having right now is that they have an oversight committee. So they're leaving basically because they can't crack no more heads over here in the hood for no reason. That's what we're dealing with.
Portland police are struggling to find officers willing to serve on its newly resurrected gun violence reduction unit. The team was dismantled over a year ago at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. Here with more is the leader of the Portland Police Association, Daryl Turner. Daryl, thanks for being here. Appreciate your time.
This dude here.
Good morning.
Good morning. So let's take a look at some of the numbers. Homicides are up there 327%. Shootings are up 116%. That's as of June 30th. More than 115 officers have left the police bureau since July of 2020. Those numbers really hard to look at there. Can you tell me why you think you're not getting recruits for this newly resurrected gun violence unit? What are people saying?
Well, it's fairly simple. The officers have not been supported by our elected officials, by our city council. Over a year ago, we were defunded over $20 million, and many staff.
Let me correct that lie. They were not defunded. And here's something else that y'all may not know. They got a whole Asian anti-Asian hate task force here. We ain't even had no anti-Asian crimes here. Matter of fact, their business is booming. Throughout all the shutdown, guess whose businesses were still booming? And I ain't talking about just sporadically. I'm talking about you could go downtown to the fancy mall where everything is closed. Victoria's Secret is closed. Chinese food restaurant open. All these other restaurants. Yard House, closed. Raising Cane's, gone. They're back now. Burger Fire, closed. Little Asian restaurant, booming. You can go down 82nd here. Tell me if they having any troubles. Where at? Where at? Boy, oh boy. And let me tell you something. When you get further up northwest, oh my Lord. Let me tell you, I went to, this is some months back. We went up to Seattle and we went to the mall in Seattle. The mall in Seattle had so many it had like stores themed to immigrants. You would have thought you was in another country. So this dude is full of it, okay? And it's not people disrespecting this. No, they shifted money. So what they did was they took money out of them targeting the hood, which they still just kind of reworked it. But now with them getting at the traffic stop thing, you actually literally have police leaving. So that's what this is talking about, how he's trying to make the no respect argument for the police. Truth is, we want to see accountability. So that's what he's calling no respect.
Staffing positions. And one of those staffing positions, or many of those staffing positions, was our gun violence reduction team, which was a model in the nation and subject matter experts and also best practices experts in what they did.
Y'all remember what I just said. He's talking about best practices. 85% of the traffic stops in the metropolitan area, which is not that big. 85% from Portland police. That means just within the jurisdiction of the metropolitan area. That's a huge amount because you can't have 85. How does 7% make sense to turn into 85 when it comes down to police contact and interaction? So, oh man, bro, woke one. I just say, man, you want to see Jesse Lee Peterson in a uniform? Just Google this dude and just look at his interviews. This is kind of lightweight for him. I mean, he's basically Sheriff Clark. He's just another version. He's our version of Sheriff Clark. This dude right here.
Guns off the street, taking people who are committing those gun shootings off the streets. That doesn't happen now. And so now they want to put together a team after they've made the mistake of defunding and disbanding this unit. And so our officers don't have confidence in our elected officials who have never showed support for them that this will work. And not only that this will work, but that they will be allowed to be able to proactively police the way they should to be able to slow the gun violence and to stop the murders and stop the homicides in our neighborhoods.
Daryl, can you tell me what it's like for a typical shift as a police officer in Portland nowadays?
Well, it's riddled with gun violence. We get shootings every night almost. We just had a mass shooting about 2 weeks ago where an 18-year-old young lady was killed. And so we're just trying to hold down the fort.
There wasn't a mass.
But our elected officials are taking responsibility and accountability for what they've done and totally refunding and putting a team back together that can be proactive in the neighborhoods to stop the gun violence.
We've got a few seconds left before we let you go. Can you tell me how long you think it's going to take to try and come back from this? Because once you embolden criminals, it's not like you can just take that back and expect positive changes to happen overnight.
emboldened
You're right. It's not going to
criminals.
happen overnight, and I don't foresee it in the foreseeable future for years to come. And we're going to be able to put a lid on this unless they effectively allow the police bureau to do their job the way we've done our job in the past. If they want accountability, if they want the things that they want to stop the gun violence, they have to allow us to do our job and do our job effectively.
Yeah. Daryl Turner, thank you very much for joining us. Keep us updated on the situation there. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Of course.
So what he's referring to in a mass shooting, I don't know why it was called that. Really, it was called that because it was black folks. So it was just a way to throw black people in the mix of a conversation of a mass shooting. That really wasn't the case. There was, I think, a few people in the crowd, and the one girl got killed with a gun battle, I believe. I think it was two people shooting at each other, and she got hit. That's more or less called a shootout. But this is how they work here. And that dude there, boy, he's not actually a cop. He used to be a cop. What he now does is come out and do the legwork for the race soldiers. And understand, race soldiers have blue uniforms, not white, brown, or black skin. Race soldiers have blue uniforms, not black, red, yellow, green, purple skin. If you got that uniform on and with a badge on it, then you have joined in with the slave patrol. They have never took the term patty roller away. So let's not play games. What you got that paddy wagon? They telling you what it is. Hey, they ain't let that go. Better believe they ain't let that go. Oh, yeah. I mean, shoot, we're talking about the people that hold dead bodies from old lynchings and pass them down through generations upon generations. You mean to tell me that they would throw down the prestigious honor of catching runaway slaves? Not the devil that I know. Oh, I don't think you know him either. No, you don't know nobody's going to do that. All right, let me get that out there. So, my entire system, amazingly enough, for whatever reason or another. So now I have to re-upload these videos. So just give me a second here. Oh, okay. So we're just going to go through some things that were actually happening here. Matter of fact, I'll play this for you while I'm getting these other ones queued up. So take a gander. Now, remember, all this is the same city. This is all my city, Portland. I'm just letting y'all know how things go on where I'm from and why I am so skeptical of everybody that is not willing to address what our true enemy is. White supremacy. And they refuse to open the door for justice. So you got to kick it in. And one way of knowing how to kick it in and becoming strategic on how to do it is knowing who your enemies are and knowing how they operate. Understanding the games that they use. Always keeping in mind they will always use deception. Flat out lying. So when people be like, well, they didn't say that. And that's somebody who was just bucking their eyes like that dude you just saw. Well, they didn't say that. I mean, shoot, you got to wait until somebody says some crazy stuff first. No, I'm looking for the subtle stuff. I mean, I'm smart enough to pick up on that. I don't need nobody to just say, hey, I work with them folks, Jeez. Ooh-wee. What a day on Twitter yesterday, y'all.
too busy responding to crimes this weekend to step in during fights between what appeared to be Antifa and far-right activists. No one was arrested, even though people were shooting each other with paintballs and bear mace. This started on Saturday at an event hosted by a controversial street preacher from Canada who's also a political activist. According to journalists on the ground, anti-fascists dressed in black stormed the event and started throwing flash bombs, rocks, and eggs. Then they tore down some sound equipment. Right-wing demonstrators responded.
Do y'all notice something? Now, had this been last year, are you noticing you're not hearing some certain words now? Far right, far left. Look, y'all, both sides are understanding how important the black vote is right now, and especially for 2022. So the propaganda kick is on. They already started with the anti-black man line last week. So keep in mind, this game is going full steam ahead. So they need to keep people's minds wrapped up in this voting plantation wheel, this hamster wheel of voting for nothing. And then also get this snake oil salesman's sheep juice and get venomized and double venomized and booster venomized just so you can be venomized and pass on the venom to other people. So let's continue.
And the two groups fought in the streets of downtown Portland. Then Sunday, the violence continued during a concert held by a Christian leader. Both days, people used flashbangs, pepper spray, and fireworks. One person was seen with an airsoft rifle and appeared to be aiming it at people. Portland police said they were aware of the groups fighting, but did not get involved. They said they were dealing with a homicide on the TriMet bus, along with a robbery in Old Town.
Yeah, they couldn't do it, because all of that Black Lives Matter and Antifa going on last year, man, wow. We just got far right groups and far left groups now. Since we can't invoke the word black, because it's just white folks out there. How about that? Hey, now it's just far left and far right. Oh, my Lord. I don't want to, what's happening here? Oh, geez, man. So, hey, what do y'all think about that? The damn crisis actors attempting to control the narrative. There you go. Now, it even gets better. Let me play this one for you. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you guys do that, all right? Everybody, get it out. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Hey, don't hit me. Let's go. Get up. Get me. Get that stick. Let me see.
Hey, I can't be positive for certain, but I'm pretty sure that is the Samoan white supremacist, Tiny Tuasi. Well, I could have swore he's on paper. He's not supposed to be. He swore off being all radical, and he's going to go back to his native ways. And, well, he sure looks pretty rowdy here, doesn't he? Tiny Tuasi. Maybe possibly, who knows? He kind of got that juiced up look. Maybe it was a some meth, with some liquor, who knows? I mean, you know, there are people here that like that. You know, they love that meth. Shooter queen.
He's already trying to shoot me. Nazi's on the gun, guys. Think about that.
Yes. So y'all know, if y'all see my Twitter, this man walking around here for the cameras with his rifle posing where like no black people gonna be at this time of night. I mean, like there's nothing going on downtown. There ain't no clubs open or nothing like that. I mean, so you wasn't gonna run up on nobody down there. But even that being said, that gun that he's holding is an airsoft rifle. It's not even a real gun. So the pictures that y'all seen, yeah, and all of those good, the good gun enthusiasts came out and called him on it. It was like, that's not even a real gun. That's an airsoft rifle.
No barrel control at all. No barrel control. Right, no barrel control. Get out of the street. Get out of the street. Get out of the street.
Now he's right at that's the police station.
You're not going anywhere. Press.
Now, did you see what just happened? Did you see what just happened? Okay, so the cop walks up to the man with the rifle. He puts his hands on the top of his head, obviously giving him a signal, and then lets him go on about his business past him. What on earth? What policeman is going to turn his back to a person with an assault rifle? Come on, man. If y'all ain't paying attention to this stage nonsense right here, it's not just them crisis actors. We got the police in on it. Ooh, wait. I mean, he just puts his hands on top of his head. What kind of signal was that? That's a signal, y'all. Let me rewind that, man. That's crazy. So just showing you, if it happens here, it's happening everywhere because these people are traveling. So this is all coordinated. Not just here.
Get out of the street. Are you kidding me? Get out of the street. Keep your hands on your head. What about that?
You're not going anywhere. Press.
Hey guys, create this line. Complete the line from these guys. Let's go.
That is tiny. Yeah, that's very clearly Tiny Tuasi. Huh. Well, he's not supposed to be there. Tiny Tuasi. Yeah. You never want any more smoke from me. Stay the hell out of my inbox. Tiny Tuasi. Samoa white supremacists here. They locked your stupid ass up too. Out there jumping on reporters. Now,
familiar face. You may remember.
Okay, so again, all of this right here I'm showing you is from right here. So y'all can see where how things are where I am.
I want to take a moment and talk about a familiar face. You may remember a few months ago when we introduced you to Jeff Grace from Battleground. Now, Jeff stormed the Capitol during the insurrection, got inside, got arrested, and got charged. There, that's his head right there. And Kyle Aboshi met him, sat down, interviewed the guy about the whole thing. And honestly, Jeff seemed remorseful. He said he didn't really know why he went into the building that day, that he may have got swept up in the whole thing, and that he played no part in the violence. He ended the interview with what sounded like a pretty thoughtful sentiment.
First of all, I apologize if I've offended anybody. Not my intention at all. But hey, let's get together and we'll visit. And maybe I can teach you something, or maybe you can teach me something. But maybe we can pull together and work for the good of this country. Because tearing it down isn't okay.
It's not, no. You have to imagine, though, my shock and my utter surprise when we were looking through some of the pictures from the chaos this weekend downtown when Antifa and the Proud Boys were brawling in the streets. And someone sent us this picture, and hey, well, looky there. Unless that's Proximo from Gladiator, I'm pretty sure the man on the right, zooming in, that sure looks like Mr. Jeff Grace in the back of the truck holding a baton in a flatbed filled with people dressed for battle. And we weren't the only people who noticed Jeff. The government did too. So with that, let's bring in Kyle Aboshi. Kyle, what can you tell us about this?
Well, federal prosecutors in Washington, D.C., they were not amused. They took that photo and others posted on social media and included them in some court papers that were filed today. Prosecutors want stricter restrictions on Jeff Grace while he's awaiting trial. Specifically, they don't want him to have any firearms, weapons, or destructive devices. Previously, he was just banned from possessing illegal firearms. Prosecutors said Grace's, quote, escalating behavior and willingness to bring weapons to violent clashes like the one we saw this weekend, that was troubling.
Got it. Kyle, thanks for the update.
Oh, golly. Let me fix this. Okay. Get off the screen. So, he's like Gladiator. Proximo from Gladiator. Oh, man. So, as you see, a lot of your January 6ers are from right here. But I got to show you this other video and just show you. So, when people start talking this, well, you know, yeah, we're all this and we're all that. Let me see. Because there is another video. Ah, there we go. Okay, and let me get this one. So there were two reports that they did on Mr. Grace. So I think this is the other one. Let me make sure. Okay, yes. So this is the other one. And listen very closely to what they are about to say in this.
Action against a battleground man charged in the January 6th insurrection. They say he shouldn't be allowed to have firearms after his role in violent clashes in downtown Portland this weekend. Jeffrey Grace was charged with illegally entering, disorderly conduct, and demonstrating inside the U.S. Capitol. A pretrial condition of Grace's release was that he could not possess illegal firearms. Well, prosecutors say photojournalists took pictures and videos of him at this weekend's clashes in downtown. In fact, court documents say he was engaged in, quote, pre-planned confrontations. Prosecutors say he also...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Pre-planned. Who are they coordinating with? Considering how they're going out there with firearms and whatnot, it would be safe to say, I guess, that they're probably coordinating with police. Right? I mean, we just saw the man with the gun walked directly past the policeman, giving some kind of hands on top of the head signal, because it's not like he frisked him. He just let him walk past and then stopped the cameraman, the press man, from filming. So you letting the Proud Boy pass, but stopping the filming. Gotcha.
Also took part in similar events in El Paso last month. They filed a motion for Grace to lose his right to have firearms while awaiting his trial.
What's very interesting, why is he able to do all of this moving around while still being awaiting trial for a siege on the United States Capitol? Meanwhile, we're having politicians coming out here calling unvenomized people criminal. We are starting to do the criminal and division talk. And, you know, people don't really understand the history of the error in division politics. But we have seen it work before. I think the most recent in recent history of this type of scale, of this type of agenda, it's kind of odd. It's the group that actually learned how to do this in the first place from America, Nazi Germany. It's one thing people always tend to leave out. Nazi Germany didn't get this idea from themselves. No. They got it from the ones to whom you still keep voting for today. Louise, greetings. Welcome. Welcome. You know, it's a trip. You got to understand, we have a long history of being targeted. And, you know, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I don't look at ourselves as less. I look at ourselves as a perfect reason for being targeted. Because we're great. You know, our current condition does not dictate our worth, and most definitely has no bearing on our universal worth. So damn what people think about you, because they are just people going back to the dirt, just like you. Screw them. Do you? And don't be feared out of being yourself. No, nobody, nothing. You are not, and here's another thing, you ain't responsible for nobody else's damn health. Whoever is pushing that notion, stop letting these people work their So, what they came here for, Proud Boys, they were also part of this group. So, I just want you to peep the connection here. You actually have a lot of these so-called Christian folks involved with these groups. Just peep they get down though, man. So this is like, I guess this is some kind of Christian concert. Lord. All right, so I'll turn the music off that. We don't need to hear that. But anyway, just take a look at this. There's no social distancing. Well, they're talking about mask mandates with no social distancing anyway. But just take a look at that. That's right down at our waterfront, the Southwest waterfront. They got a whole super spreader event going on out there. Now, I want you to make sure you pay attention when they start doing all of this talk about how black folks ain't getting jabbed up and we ain't getting venomized. Look at that. You got the Proud Boys on their own post. These are the people who ain't taking it, because these are the people, these are your anti-maskers to the core. anti-mask, anti-venom. Why aren't they being criminalized like black people? Why aren't they being shamed? And, look at this. Now, this week you had this here, you had Sturgis going on. They tried to slightly say something about that, but the biggest event, though, was Obama's birthday party, to where nobody has nothing to say about that. But this is on TV. See? They be real quick to show something that doesn't work in their interest because this goes against their narrative. I'm not telling you that this type of event is wise at all. No, it is not. It definitely is not. However, you need to pay attention to how they're reporting things. You understand? Because how they report things is what matters. Because people believe media. And you better understand, the lowest minded individuals are easily swayed. That low vibration state, they can easily be just got them on around. Well, let me put this on your mind. Go back in time to Rosewood. How did that mob begin? With intelligence? But what was the outcome of such low vibration frequency? Nothing but death and destruction for black folk. That's the history that you are dangerously treading close to here once again. All I can do is do my part to be a help of warning. But understand, things are bigger than what they telling you. It's never about morals. It's never about health. It's about an agenda. It's about money, and it's about power. Nothing else. If you think they like you and you think they care about you, then you have thoroughly been deceived by Satan. And I say Satan in the sense of the deceiver, the chief deceiver, the one to whom you can ask a direct question to, and they will always find a way to sidestep. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling the truth. It is what it is. So look, we have to be mindful of how they come at us, because it starts here. But it doesn't end here. Let me pull this up. Because, at first I wasn't really going to address this, but, I think I need to, just for a sense of clarity's sake. Let me show you something. Because I've spoken about anti-blackness being a global thing. Other people have spoken about it. We've seen Tariq Nasheed get banned from a whole country for what he's talking about our plight here in America and our influence on the world as Black Americans has forever been the heaviest influence on the planet. So it's amazing that someone would find themselves to be in such a conversation to not understand our global influence also means our global threat. So I don't see, we ain't dealing with nothing globally, man. We ain't doing, man. We Black Americans, we got enough things of our own here to deal with. We got our own problems, y'all. I mean, we ain't got time to be worried about international anti-blackness like every black person from America lives in America. What the hell is wrong with these people? I mean, just because you never got off your block doesn't mean everybody else lived that way. We got enough to deal with here in America, man. Don't you know you probably got family members living in another country, having to work? They're not necessarily military, but people's jobs take them places. Why these people be talking hella stupid? thinking you so militant and thinking you so sharp and on it. But you're not, because you're not looking at the big picture. We are the most dispersed folks around the damn planet. Thank you, Silent D. Good Lord. And I'm telling you, this conversation we had yesterday on Instagram or on Twitter, it was just outrageous. And, I just got to say, some people are just, to be quite frank, straight up dumbasses. And what we experienced yesterday was just that. So bad that a person tried to insult me and never even could figure out what was wrong with what they did because they ended up insulting themselves. Geez. Well, I guess when people hear your name or see your name or see you pop up, they figure, well, let me go ahead and try to get some of her shine. Sidewalk sucker. So, my good moderator here, she posted this on her Twitter. So, now just the whole point of this is that it's just what's going on in this video. See? And so she posts that, and we get somebody who I'll have to call him the uneducated DNC, had something to say to my sister about how this wasn't our incident. And the point was, this is a global anti-black thing. So remove the Jamaican woman, insert Black American, same result. So how do you say you don't address it? That's a pretty dim-witted idea to me. Considering how Black people are all over the world, you may have to travel from here to there. Oh, well, she's from Germany. Do you know how many Black artists play Germany? I sell records in New Zealand. What's wrong with y'all? Yeah, this makes no sense to me. To be so upset at a Black woman, and then the very first thing that this dude does is try to make a parallel comparison to, well, man, remember when Adele was culturally appropriating the Jamaican culture, and like the Jamaicans didn't really come out and say nothing. They were just kind of caping for their beloved Adele. Yeah. So what's your point? We're the trendsetters. So who you looking at them? What you looking at them for? If you set the mark, not them. You're the Black American. Well, Black Americans were able to get these people over into this country. This woman, she's running for Jamaica, but just like Usain Bolt, probably living in America. Anti-Blackness is global, geniuses. I hope you can understand it. It's very simple. So just remove Jamaican woman, insert Black woman. Same result. Okay. Hope I made it clear, because it seemed really hard for someone to get last night, which disappointed a few people that actually thought you was cool. Yeah, well, like I said, nobody has to come get you because you got yourself. Look at what you're complaining about. Yeah, you're right. We do have a lot bigger things to worry about. And with that being said, stay tuned to this channel. Please like and share, because I am going to be starting a new series, maybe tomorrow or maybe by Friday. I will be, hopefully tomorrow. I think I should have something ready for you tomorrow. So we're going to start diving into this. I want to, you know how I do. So I want to make sure I walk the timelines from yesterday to today to tomorrow. We're going to discuss some agendas, some already exposed plots. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get it in. You know, we definitely going to get it in. That's why I was like, as I started, it was going to be one broadcast. It was literally going to just be one broadcast. Eesh. Let me play. I'm going to play one. Let me see. Let me play one video for y'all from that. Just before I go, just to kind of give you an idea where I'm going. And again, there will be no medical information on this given whatsoever. We are just going to be discussing the discussion. You understand? Where we at? Okay. Whoa. I'm glad glad I caught this. I want to touch on this before I go.
He didn't know I was transgender.
Okay, so.
Should I tell him?
Yeah, we're going
He didn't know I.
Yeah, we're going to address this one real quick. Lord. All right. How many of y'all have seen this little video? If y'all follow me on Instagram, you have seen this.
I was transgender.
Okay, let's go back.
He didn't know I was transgender. Should I tell him?
And so recently I posted a video saying, oh my God, this guy didn't know I was trans. And I got thousands of hate comments and death comments.
As well as you should.
And most of the comments that was commenting underneath my post was obviously transphobic or homophobic. And honestly,
no, rapophobic genius, yo, toxic ass masculinity, homie. That's what they got upset at. You saying, well, I'm a woman and I'm subtle and I'm soft, but I'm going to do this sneaky ass devious shit. Own it, player.
Honestly, all you guys can go fuck yourself. Suck my dick, bitch.
Yeah, I don't know about, again, if you're going to turn around and identify as a man at the end, come on now. Now, you know, again, what if I told y'all women? I did a show that not too many of y'all watch. I think only my female viewers watch that one. The trans movement, the anti-black woman agenda. Y'all better go back and look at that one because I think that video might have been shadow banned. Ooh, it was upset about that. But I'm telling you, it's definitely an anti-black woman agenda. And Judah Queen, just like the woman in the We Spot. And you know, how you gonna get upset with me playing that video of the sister at We Spot? I mean, she's a woman. She has every right to feel safe. And if she doesn't feel, well, number one, there ain't no reason why a penis from a male or a woman needs to be out in front of a minor child. So can we all agree on that much? Oh, they be so quick. You're homophobic, man. Oh. Shut up. No, people can have discussions and talk. Nobody hates you. I mean, hell. Hate you for what? How weird. Oh, but let me play a little bit of this. Because I found this was interesting, and considering who is reporting it, this might be a little cause for concern. I will say this. You got to look at all of the disasters that are happening all over the planet right now. So with that being said, we are having disaster after disaster after disaster, fires upon fires, earthquakes, floods, tornadoes in places that they would have never been in. Well, there have been some people to whom I guess they are saying it is a code red. Now, with the code red thing, I just want you to say, when you start looking into nanotechnology, and the purpose behind nanotechnology is to shrink things. Go figure.
A code red for humanity. Tonight, we begin with the wake-up call from the United Nations on what they call the unequivocal impact humans are having on our planet. Their once-in-a-decade climate report is out today, and with it comes a warning about what could happen if humans do not aggressively change. It's the world's most expansive report yet into climate change, and there's no sugarcoating it. The UN report says at this point, we are not able to stop global warming for at least 30 years. Essentially, a hotter future is already locked in, a future where extreme weather events like devastating fires, historic flooding, and extreme heat are all more common. The report's authors are essentially sending the world's leaders a final wake-up call: curb emissions and dramatically reduce consumption, or face a world that is fundamentally different. Around the world, fire crews are battling fires tonight on a nearly unprecedented scale. If seeing is believing, many are getting a firsthand look at a worst-case scenario for the future. But the report concludes there is still time to change. Our Maggie Ruley reports from Greece.
Code red for humanity. A dire warning tonight from the United Nations about our planet's future. Scenes more reminiscent of horror movies now playing out right before our eyes.
Very problem. My island is on fire.
This is Greece in 2021. Turkey, California, China, Germany. A brand new once-in-a-decade report from the UN is incredibly clear. We are altering our planet. The report detailing how climate change is making extreme weather worse in every region of the globe. Hotter heat waves, heavier rain, more extreme droughts, raging infernos.
You can hear the crackle of these flames. The fires are just ripping through the underbrush here. Look at that. We see it climbing up that tree. It is going all the way up the hillside.
There's a scripture in the Bible that says, when the wicked rule, the earth mourns. But when the righteous rule, even the trees rejoice. This looks like mourning to me. Doesn't it to you? Doesn't this look like mourning? Like mourning the dead? Ain't that what we seeing here? I mean, this is devastation on a grand scale. Humans are altering the planet. And it brings me to a thought to another scripture, but that's for another time. But again, I just want to touch on this. Code red for humanity. Understand this is a roundabout way to the same discussion. They're just now blaming this is moving down the road of blaming depopulation, or maybe using depopulation and this hand in hand. So we got to do something, right? That's what they're pushing. We got to do something. Now just think about what Bill Gates said. Just makes you wonder. So I just wanted to play that real quick. That's just a little tasty tidbit of where we're going. Okay. So just want to let you know that I will be starting that series next. That would be what. So the next move will be the start of that series, and we will run. We'll run it straight through. I will. I probably will take some of the breaks. So if it's a Wednesday or if it's a Friday, I'll do a midweek report. And if it's a Friday, then I'll do the weekly wrap up. So that way, if it's in the midst of me doing this series, you'll still get those broadcasts as well. So with that being said, I hope that y'all enjoyed this broadcast. Please, again, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for everybody who has came and subscribed. We are a small platform, but we are growing. We are growing steady. And for me, you all know me. I'm about quality, not quantity. That's why I don't do a lot of clout. Like, for instance, I'm the type of person. Y'all know I was on somebody's live last week. I didn't go do a whole series of videos and reaction videos. This is how I did this conversation. Oh man, come on, man. That's corny. And that ain't why I'm here. So I hope, that message was well received, because, that's what clout chasers do, and I ain't that. I understand in this day and age of people being faceless, we get into this misconstruing alpha males and beta males and things of the such. You don't have to see my demeanor to say, oh, well, he ain't no beta male, if you're paying attention to what I say. But if you just come in with your own agenda and you want to sit up here and, I guess you really all that you have, because you're not confident within yourself, the first thing out your mouth will be an insult or it'll be an attack on a woman. I've seen it so much. I mean, Judah Queen and Queen Adiya can attest to that. And that's one thing I don't play. So, yeah, I'll check you about that. Man, I didn't even say anything to you. What are you saying anything to her for? You don't know that woman. You shut your mouth. Stay in a sucker's place. I mean, because really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, these people come out here talking all out their neck like, this woman don't owe you nothing, G. What's wrong with you? This is this person's platform. They want to post what they want to post. Let them live. And go get you some people that care about what you're talking about. I mean, because that's really what it comes down to when people do that. I want to come over here and get some of your shine. Let me get some. Skedaddle. Roach. Good grief. Be gone. So, with that being said, always, as we say, because we have some people that don't understand when they're winning. And at this point, we're going to win regardless. If they want to lose, let them stay with who falls and walk over their carcasses, because Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Once again, thank you for watching the BeatZillaPDX official show. I am BeatZillaPDX officially, and you can follow me on Instagram at BeatZillaPDX, Twitter, BeatZillaPDX, Facebook, BeatZillaPDX, Patreon, BeatZillaPDX official, and on Melanated People at Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. Of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, if you feel so inclined to put any money in the bucket and grace this platform with a donation, you definitely can do so. And thank you and much blessings to you in advance at CashApp, $BeatZillaPDX. That is CashApp, $BeatZillaPDX. And, I hope y'all enjoyed this time with me like I enjoyed my time with you. And hopefully we'll do a call-in show here maybe in the next week or so. Get some folks in here. Because I definitely want to get into that. Oh, you can also follow me on Clubhouse. Not that I'm really there. I am very rarely, very, very rarely on Clubhouse. But you can get at me at beatzillapdx. I think I'm beatzillapdx there. Might be beatzillapdx official. Of course, we have the podcast Our Real Truth with beatzillapdx official at Anchor FM, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and various other streaming platforms. So, with that being said, y'all, thank you very much, Louise. Thank y'all. Thank everyone who has been hanging out. Y'all been riding with this whole hour and 17 minutes. So, I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Please like and share and subscribe. And stay tuned for this new series that we're going to be breaking out. It should be fun. And, I always like making it entertaining and educational as well. And you know how we do. So with that being said, always remember this platform and myself and others in this new black media and this grassroots and in this particular royal court always hold on to the stone of truth, because that is all we got. And until next time, family, shalom.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth.
Yes.
See, that's what you throw.
Yes, right, right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before us, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.